You know, I feel like I'm getting repetitive saying this, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is packed with secrets, many of which the average player will not be able to find, and today we have two more massive mysteries that have been discovered, as well as some more of the other Easter eggs and unique gear hidden within the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. But as usual, thank you guys for all the support on this series. If you do like these videos and want to see more, hit the like button and maybe consider subscribing. Nonetheless, so a third UFO has been discovered in the Heartlands, but it appears a larger mystery has been uncovered, which may have a connection to Grand Theft Auto 5. So first, let me show you the footage we have right now, and as you can see, it's not the greatest quality, but this individual was playing on a PlayStation 4 and heading to Valentine, when at night a UFO seemingly abducting someone was found, and the individual looks like they were sacrificing themselves to the aliens. But that's the only clip we have of this UFO encounter so far. Now, people have been desperately trying to find this encounter and recreate what this player did, but so far nobody has had any luck. On the map, this is where the UFO hovers over, and the location of the player was further back close to an abandoned wagon. There is more to this mystery, but I just want to first lay out what this player did to hopefully have somebody else have this encounter trigger, and maybe with some better quality. So I did reach out to the user who posted this third UFO encounter, and what he told me is that the save they were only on Chapter 2 and heading to meet John Marston in Valentine. They had already discovered the other two UFOs, the one that's near Emerald Ranch in a shack that after you read the mysterious sermon and come back at 2 AM, a UFO will hover over the shack with a green glowing light, and the other on Mount Shan, which appears around the same time. But they had also started on Francis Sinclair's side mission, Geology for Beginners, finding so far 3 rock carvings. So that's what the player had done, and they don't really understand how or why it triggered. Many have been trying to recreate this with 0 luck, and others believe lunar cycles may be the answer to triggering this. But anyway, let's continue, because after this UFO encounter was over, Arthur Morgan does make a drawing of this in his journal, and after doing this, the man that looked like he was giving himself to the aliens, well, his body was found burned. Many believe that this may actually be Ned Luke's character in the game. If you're unaware, Ned Luke portrayed Michael DeSanta in Grand Theft Auto 5, and he has been on Twitter asking people to find him in the game, and so far, no one has had luck. He did confirm that he is not an O'Driscoll, as many of us believed, but in some of his responses, he has added some details about his character, like that they took away his voice work, and in responding to one of the posts pointing out the O'Driscoll, he stated, "But that's not the actual character I played in the game, unless they cleaned him up a bunch later." Also, if you do look at this corpse, it seems it looks very similar to the blood that was coming down Michael's face in one of the endings of Grand Theft Auto 5. So I'm not quite sure if this is Ned Luke's character or Michael DeSanta, but there is some legitimate evidence at least here. But next, this user did loot the body of this corpse, and what he found was a strange amulet, which he actually does wear, and I have to say it looks pretty darn close to the Epsilon one in Grand Theft Auto 5. So what this tells me is that this amulet is likely the key to this next step in this mystery. It could be as simple as heading to a specific location like Mount Shan with this amulet on to trigger another UFO encounter. But the weird thing that has me puzzled is the appearance of this amulet and Francis Sinclair, who, as we discussed in my last video, appears to be a time traveler, but someone connected to the Epsilon program, as he has the birthmark that means he is a descendant of Kraft, which is a deity worshipped by the Epsilon program. On the cult's website, under the 12 tenets of Kiflam, specifically the 8th one states, aliens exist and are present on Earth. If you have a birthmark, you may be descended from Kraft, the famous emperor of the 4th paradigm. But anyway, there is a larger mystery here for sure, and I really do wonder if this is all leading to some sort of Aliens vs. Cowboys DLC in the future, because I personally think it would make a lot of sense. But let me know what you guys think is going on here in the comment section below, and now let's move on to the next mystery. This time involving the Strange Man. So if you don't know, the Strange Man is indeed back. He was a character in Red Dead Redemption, a very mysterious character that a lot of people don't know who he really is. He's an accountant of sorts. Is he God or is he Satan? We don't know. But his house is located in the Bayou region of the map in Red Dead Redemption 2, specifically the Bayal Edge Shack. So if you go inside in the first few chapters, there is a painting in front of you, and I believe around chapter 3 or 4 this painting will start to progress as you do with the story. But inside the room, you'll see many things that Arthur has seen, Like, the paintings of deers look exactly like the ones Arthur dreams of. And if you look around the room, you'll notice first a hat that belongs to the strange man, and a strange mirror that is important later on. But there's also writing on the walls and just all around the room. On the wall, the messages are, "The final toll will sound my greatest coming," and "I know you," and "The water is black with venom," and "The moon will shine on in the darkness." Now, the "I know you" is definitely a reference to the Stranger missions in Red Dead Redemption, involving the man who asks and talks to John Marston about his past. Something that surprises John because he doesn't know who he is, but he knows who John is. But besides these wall messages, there are a few more in the shack. On a table by the mirror, there's a map of Armadillo, as well as a message that states, "I offered you happiness or 2 generations. You made your choice." And then scratched in on a table in the corner of the room, there's a short poem talking about Jimmy Brooks, and apparently depending on if you save him or not, the poem will differ. I saved him in my playthrough, so the poem reads, "There was a man called Jimmy Brooks who was always running from crooks, till one chased him down and he had to talk his way around. That Jimmy isn't as dumb as he looks." So now, as you progress through the story, the painting will evolve, and so far I've personally seen it change 2 times, and it's clearly turning into a painting of the strange man. Now, so far only a few people have seen it completed, and it appears the only way for this to happen may be you, the player, finishing 100% of the game. But one user did record what happens when it's completed, and if you look to the mirror, the strange man briefly hides behind you, and the interesting thing is his hat is gone from where it was originally hanging. So is he a god or Satan? It's still unknown, but this user did later come back after this encounter and the painting was completely gone now. So yes, the strange man is indeed in the game, and there may be more to this, but so far it looks like the strange man predicts and knows everything that will or has happened to Arthur Morgan, just like John Marston. But next, I do want to continue to more Easter eggs and secrets in Red Dead Redemption 2. First, going west of Emerald Ranch, if you head to a farm and into the fields, you can find another rare hat, this being the Scarecrow Hat. The only way to get this hat is by shooting it off, and it isn't exactly in the best of shape, but if you are a completionist, adding this to your collection may be something that you wish to do. Although a warning, the owner of this farm doesn't take too kindly to uninvited visitors, so you may have to deal with him or run away fast. Next, right under Granite Pass in Amberino and under the waterfall, you can walk inside on the rocks cliffs and you'll find the Vthe hat, as well as a note left behind by Robert Elliott Patchen, who likely owned the hat before, and in the note, the individual pretty much says goodbye to the world before taking his life. So yeah, this is a sad note left behind, but I will say the hat is in great condition, although with a backstory that may make some not want to wear it. But anywho, I will also add that this location is perfect for finding a ton of fish that didn't quite make the jump. Now, going east of Emerald Station and right under the letter V of New Hanover on the map, you'll first find a lookout tower, but if you proceed forward, you'll meet a Civil War soldier that believes the war is still going on.
State your side, sir. North or south?
Well, I sure ain't from the south.
Lucky for you. Captain Hayden Russell, 29th Amberino Volunteer Infantry. Do you bring news from General Skollick?
Who's General Skollick?
I'm awaiting orders. We will move on Lemoyne soon and take Saint Denis from the rebels.
You do know what year it is, right?
What kind of question's that? 1862, April 14th. Now move along, civilian, and watch yourself. Johnny Reb's in the area.
This is actually kind of sad, and throughout the world of Red Dead Redemption 2, we meet many veterans still suffering from the war, and even in Rhodes, there are even more soldiers still acting as if the war is going on. This time, going all the way into West Elizabeth, west of Wallace Station, you'll find another unique weapon, which can be found in a tree stump, and it's the double Bit Hatchet, which has a description in the compendium that says, "A rare hatchet featuring a double-bladed head, one razor-sharp side for chopping and cutting, and a dull side for splitting wood. This melee weapon was found in a tree stump near Wallace Station in Big Valley and appears to be fairly new. This hatchet can also be thrown." So yeah, there is a lot of melee weapons scattered around this world, and just another one to add to your weaponry or inventory. Just under the marker for the town of Pleasance in the bayou, you'll find a giant dead snake, which some believe is a reference to the Jungle Book snake. But this massive dead snake just kind of hangs on the tree, and there really isn't any way to move it or skin it, but it's just kind of there for us to see. Now to the last Easter egg, this takes us to the town of Pleasance, which can be found in Lemoyne, the Bayou region part of the map. Now first off, the barn that you approach, which says "Stay Out Plague," is likely a reference to the TV show The Walking Dead, which is about a zombie apocalypse, but this town is a point of interest, and if you walk around eventually, Arthur will take note of it in his journal, pointing out that it has been abandoned, and it just kind of is another spooky location found near or in the bayou. Anyway guys, there's a lot of mysteries in Red Dead Redemption 2 and still probably more to be found. Let me know down in the comment section below if you found any I have not discussed before, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and also consider subscribing for a lot more Red Dead Redemption 2 content to come, and remember, Outlaws for life.